Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to a flip through of my 2023 quarter one. I've decided to do these quarterly because a lot of these spreads you haven't seen. There were Plan With Me's up until sometime in March, I think, maybe February. Not 100% sure when the last Plan With Me went up, but I thought this way I could be a bit more chatty without the video being like ridiculously long, so I could talk a bit more about the weeks and the kits and stuff like that. So this is my 2023, the majority of the planner. This actually only goes up to August, so it's only 8 months at the moment, but it will get the rest of it in. It's just still in my other thing. It will be quite overloaded on these rings, but this is how I'm going to store my ring planners, just because it keeps them a bit safer and I don't have to buy a new cover every single year. I can just, you know, make myself a cover. I will be releasing these in the shop, but this is an oops. This should have more non-paper laminated bit here so that it protects the tabs, but I cut this wrong, but it was only for me, so I left it. So yeah, let's get straight into it. The beginning bits aren't in my planner because they're still in the ring binder. That isn't quite finished, but yeah. So there isn't much to like my setup of this. In fact, all I've done is I've just stuck the Plannerface calendars on the cover page. I might put a January foiled script here. Let me know if you think I should in the comments. But yeah, other than that, let's get straight into the spreads. At the end of each quarter, I will have some stats about foil and shops. But first up, we have this stunning kit from Plannerface with foil by Scribble Co. This is matte, bronze and rose foil combined. This was the first week that I ever did scripts, designed my own scripts, and I fell in love immediately. So this was from Boxing Day through till the 1st of the month. I always put the first week of the year in my planner, whether or not it like has most of December or January in it. There's quite a lot of day extenders here. We had a bit of a family row on Boxing Day. If you've watched this year's Christmas Plan With Me, you'll see that happened again this year. We just seemed to not be able to get through one. We had people staying at our house. Our auntie stayed here. I got poorly, but my other different auntie and uncle stayed later in the week, I believe. So yeah, I had a bit of a row with my parents this day. We had just loads of family time. This was when we did Christmas 2.0, so we always have a second Christmas if my sister or somebody can't be there for Christmas Day, so we had another Christmas dinner on this day. I was at work this day, but my car was playing up, but I was on a different ward to normal, so when we got our heated throw, which I use all of the time, trying to be productive but I couldn't focus, which is the start of like my depression starting to seep in. This is the quarter that I went off work, so we will see that like deterioration. I was then physically poorly for these. I was meant to be on nights this weekend, but yeah, so just lay on the sofa feeling sorry for myself for a lot of these 2 days. But we did go and see some fireworks we did some fireworks for my nephew in the middle of the day on New Year's Eve, but then me and Soch just sat on the sofa, or I lay on the sofa and Soch sat on the sofa, and again the Sunday was pretty much the same. I just lay and rested, which wasn't the best start to the new year, but yeah, so that is the first week. This is what I mean by I can be a bit more chatty. I can chat through the spread a little bit more. Then this is another Plannerface kit using foil by yours truly. This was my Cyber Monday mystery foil pack, and the underlays are a lot, but I really love it, and I love how this came out. I just think that blue foil hits you in the face and it's beautiful. This was a kind of boring week by the looks of it, and there seems to be a lot of day extenders though. I'm still feeling poorly, but I realised there was things I really needed to do to get videos up and stuff like that, so I worked on that, but I was still not feeling very well at all. Tuesday I had a bit of a breakdown because nothing was working. I was studying for the entrance exam for GP. I was at work here. I was designing the Beers and the Pews logo, which I've done again this year. Started date nights from our book, and we did blindfold baking. So Soch was blindfolded and I was telling him how to do things. So that's there. Then on to Thursday. What happened there? Again, we're at work. I was understaffed. We finished really late. Was doing revision, lazy evening. Was worried about one of my friends because she wasn't in a good place. Then on to Friday, I was at work again, but I slept in. I was doing yoga with Adrian's 30-day challenge, so there should be a workout every day here. Discord Secret Santa here. My Secret Santa was Hetty, and we played some games, had drinks, and it was a lot of fun. Then on to the Saturday, chatted with my friend, so was packing orders, revision, usual kind of Saturday catch-up stuff I was doing at this point. And then on Sunday I was doing filming, but I was not feeling good and I was stressed out. Got a new printer because my old printer was just messing up my clear paper, wouldn't pick it up and stuff. So yeah, and we were watching Game of Thrones, and I was reading The Silent Patient. I made Make You Mine this Christmas and A Merry Little Meet You the week before. So that is the second week. We are on to a Scribble Prints Co kit, and this is a lavender hollow foil moment. I'm just gonna show you some of that foil, but yeah, it is lavender hollow. Sorry, I'm gonna put the lighting back now. I did use this is a hollow script because I think I needed the full box. I don't really remember, but I didn't because I've done this, which is a sign that I did not need the full box. So I don't really know why I did this, but I did. Anyway, what happened this week? It was mostly lots of studying. Oh, my grandpa went into hospital here, so yeah, it was mostly working and revision or studying and doing my workouts. I did the wrong blooming video here. Oh, that was annoying. But yeah, literally film, study, workout, that was it. There was horrible traffic. Oh, I was on evenings at work, so I had the morning and then went to work and went straight to bed. Then this day there was no one to clerk, which was really weird. And then I did this box thing to use up 2 boxes in the spread. Why not? Here, what were we doing? Grandpa had a collapse and was admitted to hospital. I went and saw him in A&E because I was at work that day, and so she came and visited to check everything was okay. Then I drove my dad home after work, so that was that day. He went into hospital a few times around this time of year, mostly in the latter half of the year before, and we were really worried about him, but he's kind of doing a bit better now. So on to Friday, I couldn't focus because I was so worried. This was a really cool date night. Basically, we went to the charity shop, chose each other clothes and renamed ourselves and gave each other a persona, and we went on a date night with that persona. So we were Avril and Rupert. It was super cute. Played mini golf and had drinks. On to Saturday, I was making address labels for Christmas cards. My sister came down. She was meant to be looking after my nephew while my grandpa while my parents were away, but obviously he was in hospital and stayed in hospital all weekend. So they kind of just came, and then they were left earlier this day than they planned. But yeah, mostly revision. I cut my nephew's hair and more revision. On to Sunday, very boring. I love doing dub boxes like this, outside scene, inside scene. I just think it's so cool. I love it so much. Yeah, studying all day, testing my new printer, did a bit of colouring as well. But yeah, that's kind of it for that week. Moving on, we have another Plannerface kit with silver foil this time, and I love how silver foil pops. It is just stunning. This is another outside to inside double boxing, and I love it. So I sat my exam on this day and I did fine in it, which was great. Oh, what did I finish reading the week before? Under One Roof, which was one of the Ali Hazelwood novellas. Stuck With You is another one of those. Was my favourite, but most people's least favourite. Sat the exam, it went okay. Was playing Unpacking because it was the first time I could properly chill, so I installed Unpacking and played that. Was really struggling, and I had a chat with Soch about how bad my depression was getting. Shock horror. You're going to see a lot more in my feelings, etc. Then on the 17th, I was at work. I was feeling poorly in myself, and then I went to visit my grandpa after work, but he was in toilet most of the time I was there, which was quite annoying. Just in my feelings, I'm watching Game of Thrones. My grandpa came home at this day, so I was at work, then I waited for him. Then one of my friends actually sorted out his discharge paperwork and stuff, which was really nice of them. So he was coming home, I took him home, then watched more Game of Thrones, and marked that I wasn't really enjoying that last season. Anyway, was playing a phone game that I was obsessed with at the time, filming, memory notes. I did lots of filming because I've written film forever. It's a sign that I did lots and lots of filming. We had a date night and started playing Stardew Valley this day, and this is when we started to fall in love with it, I think. So that's there. Read the reading list and Stuck With You. I would have given the reading list less now, I think, thinking back to how much I enjoyed it. But yeah. On to Friday, I did very little by the looks of it, filming, played Adventure, and was at work again in the evening. I must have been on evenings this weekend as well. On to Saturday, did some more filming in the morning, did yoga with Soch, was at work again in the evening, was really struggling and couldn't focus at work. I told you this is going to become a theme. And Sunday was pretty much the same, film, workout and go to work. Very boring kind of week there, really. And then the last week in January, I used this gorgeous mystery kit from Plannerface. I'm just going to turn my lights for a second to show you some of that sparkly hollowness. Beautiful. Finished 3 books and Game of Thrones this week. Written in the Stars, which was a group read. Finished watching Game of Thrones. Below Zero, which was the last of those Ali Hazelwood novellas. Finished watching Wednesday, and also read Regretting You, which is Colleen Hoover, and I loved and I sobbed through the end of it, which means this is the week where I literally lay in bed and read that and cried. I think that was that book. Anyway, back to Monday. Slept in, did filming and stuff, set up a business planner that I used for like 10 weeks. Tried to measure my nails for false nails. Literally, this is how long it took me, and I just could not work it out at all. So my friend came and measured for me, like much later in the year. Had a small bicker with Soj. Tensions were really high. So yeah, then I got really upset over a stupid conversation. So we had quite a big argument this day. But we did make up in the end. But yeah, it was really stressful. And I just don't. Yeah, you can read it if you want. But these 2 days were rough. But yeah, I was back at work this day. It was a really rough day. I was really struggling to focus. I wasn't in a good headspace, and some stuff happened. You can read it, but I'm not going to go into it. On to the Wednesday. Yeah, this is more. It's more work and more related to all of this stuff that happened these 2 days. Had lunch with one of my co-workers, was voice noting Sophie, did lots of drawing, and we started Wednesdays. We were playing lots of Stardew Valley. Another day, this is when I decided to add foil colours in underlays, I believe. So I was looking at foil colours. Had another date night where we built a pillow fort and watched All the Boys I Loved Before. All of the date nights so far are from the Couples Adventure book, which I really recommend. So yeah, I would recommend that completely. I love it. We actually got our neighbour it for Christmas, just because it's a really nice way of like doing different date nights. There's not a lot marked that day. I don't really know what to say about it. On to Saturday, was working on orders pretty much all day. By how I've marked that, we started watching House of Dragon, presumably because we finished Wednesday, did some design work and was doing some reading. I hate that I wasn't marking what book I was reading. I don't know when I start that, but I think it might not even be till this year. Sunday was doing more orders, started watching Jane the Virgin again, presumably. Working on more orders. I was really stressed and in my feelings. Was watching House of Dragon and reading, and that is it for January. So yeah, so on to February. I've got another gorgeous Plannerface kit, and I used this one because it was Booze in the Pews, which is the beer festival my sister and her husband organised. I've clearly spilt something on here because it's gone like orange, but well, I wanted red as the one colour, I don't know why. I used a mix of red and silver foil. I was on long days at work, so not a lot will have happened these days. We got a save the date from some friends. We did go to their wedding later in the year. We had all of the crash calls, and I had a mental fucking breakdown here. Yeah, you are gonna see my mental health just completely deteriorate during this period. Tensions were high. I don't really know. That just means that like we were a bit snippy with one another, but we did talk it out. I was struggling. I think basically because my mental health was so bad, but we hadn't really registered that was the problem. I was just really struggling and a bit snippy, and yeah, not the best person to live with. Had a really rough day at work here. Drove down to my sister's, went to Booze in the Pews, which was really busy, and I was really tired. On the Saturday, took my nephew swimming with my sister, but the swimming pool was shut, so we had to find another swimming pool, and it was just a bit of a pain. Then more Booze in the Pews serving at the beer festival. On the Sunday, we had to jumpstart my mum and dad's car because its battery had died, which was interesting. Then we had breakfast at Spoons and then immediately lunch at Stilton. Good, as in the cheese, and they do great things with the cheese there. Was listening to the audiobook on the way home, did some filming. I put down the wrong base on the wrong week, and I was so annoyed. I remember that happening. This is Palentine's week. This was a kit from Plannerface with exclusive art from Muckenberries, and this was the week of Palentine's, just to show you that hollow lavender hollow mix. It is absolutely stunning, and it was our dating anniversary this week as well. So the Monday was my dad's birthday, but we didn't do a great deal for it. In fact, I'm not even sure I saw him by the looks of it. I was at work, I was stressed about my portfolio, made samplers, I suspect, for the event, but I don't really know. Was working on planner files, and started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This week I've missed some of my readings, but I don't really know whether you want to know it. But the week before I read, finished watching Jane the Virgin replay. I rewatch it at least once a year. Read The Foster Family, and which I gave 4 stars, and that time I got drunk and saved a demon, which I gave 3 stars. So this was the week of Valentine's. I finished His and Hers, which is a good book, and When Life Gives You Mangoes, which is a middle grade, which was really enjoyable as well. Didn't do much on Tuesday, was just making dividers. I was prepping planners to take to the event, but all ones have been ordered as well. But yeah, so this week was mostly prep and then Valentine's. So had a simulation day on this day instead of work, and had a complete little spiral about my life and what I was doing with my life and what I wanted to do with my life, and so this was our table at Valentine's. Unfortunately Soph couldn't come, which was really sad, but yeah, I had lots of lovely friends there and it was really enjoyable. Then this was our 6-year dating anniversary. Again, I was at work. This patient took me the entire day and was really stressful. Got my MSRA results, which was the exam I did a few weeks back. Was working on labelling dividers ready for the event. Finished making the planners, watching TV and did some reading. On the Friday I was basically trying to get everything finished, and my mum and Soch helped out. Then Saturday and Sunday were the event, so we got up early, finished packing and drove it down. Listened to an audiobook on the way, then set up the stall, said hi to everyone, and that was the start of the event. We made some animal boxes in the first workshop, which also gave you a question to answer. Made vinyl cups, which I use my vinyl cup all of the time. Then there was shopping time, did the sunshine pocket, and then we had the vlogging panel that I was part of, marked that I thought it went well. We did a bookmark workshop, the planner panel. I was writing in spreads while the panels were going on. I find it much easier to listen when I'm doing something else as well. It's just the way I am. There was a raffle, our whole table won something, it was quite funny. Then chilled with pals, had a cheeky Nando's, then it was the quiz. My husband was really withdrawn. I think he was just burnt out from Booze and the Pews the week before, and then this, he's not like, he doesn't find social situations and loud situations very easy to like hear in and things. So yeah, it was tricky for him, and he was like not himself at all. He just needed some rest, I think. Well, no, I know. Then there was some awards, and Ari won cutest dog, which was Cutie Pants. And then sat and chatted with people for the rest of the evening before going to bed. Super late. My husband had like left to go to bed before that. Then again, the 12th was more Valentine's. Had breakfast with one of my friends. We were just chatting, played Pass the Doodle, which was really funny. The Spectrum panel, and this is where I was like, I'm fairly certain I do have ADHD, but I've not done anything about it because it just doesn't feel necessary at the moment. Maybe one day it will, but yeah. Soch went for a walk because he was just feeling so overstimulated. We had the Shop Your Stash workshop. Then I debated whether I should start like doing journaling, memory keeping. I haven't, spoiler alert. I do journal now though. It was more shopping time. We had a coffee run to Costa, more shopping time. They did the confessions where they read out. It started off quite funny, but then got quite dark. I was planning while we were doing this. They did the team panel, paper chain workshop, and then the group photo, which Soch took, packed up and said goodbye to everyone and set off home. So we drove home, had a nap in the car, listened to our audiobook, was playing my phone game, unpacked the car, watched some TV, and reorganised my planner cart. And that is it for that week. Obviously, it was quite a big week. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, that's there. Then on to the 13th of February. I'm not going to go through every day that thoroughly. It was just that was a big weekend, and I would highly recommend if they put on any more events because it was a great event. This is another Plannerface kit with foil by myself. This was Valentine's week, so hence the lovey week, and I was just catching up. I read Reminders of Him, which is another Colleen Hoover, and I also read The New Year's Party, which was a very short, I think it's a novelette technically. Anything exciting happened on these days? I was at work, but the way I've put things there, I suspect I was on an evening. Yeah, I was on an evening. I screwed up doing something here, which was not good, and Soch was really struggling after the busy weekends. This was Valentine's Day. We did nothing special because I was on evenings. I was watching Grey's Anatomy this week. I kind of fell off the wagon with it. probably should get back to it. Started designing scripts with Planner and went to work. That's pretty much the whole week. And then this day I had my implant out because we were going to start trying to conceive. However, we haven't, in short. So she met me near the gynae centre and we went for a bit of a walk before I went to work. Was doing lots of designing. This was the day my mum was like, Grandpa definitely needs to go into care home because we can't deal with it. Then we had a date night where we learnt about love languages and then played lots of Stardew Valley. My mum was really low about the whole grandpa situation here. Oh, my car was being a pain and wouldn't restart. Like it was just chugging, and eventually we just took the key out and then it started, which was funny. So I've got, did you try turn it off and on again? From the IT crowd there. Really struggling. This is when I lay in bed and just read reminders of him and sobbed my eyes out. Cooked with Soch and played Stardew Valley. On to the Sunday, was working on orders, had another date night and was doing one of our date night books. Yes, we did have 2 date nights this week. I was trying to do a date night every week. This year I'm doing one every other week this year. So we did the Orient Express date night, which included a travel quiz and cocktails and glass painting, which was really fun. So that's that week. On to the final week in February. This is an odd loop kit. It is sparkly green foil. So again, I will just show you that sparkle, and I made the functionals to match it. I took colours out of the kit and matched it best I could, and I think I did a pretty good job of it. I am obsessed with how this came together, so these functionals are all mine. This was a catch up and rest week apparently, and I finished reading Read Between the Lines and The Gift. The Gift was terrible, I remember that, but I don't remember what Read Between the Lines was, but I only gave it 3 stars, so it clearly was not very memorable. Anything of interest happened. I've just written Productive Day as my we did a quiz night at Rangers, but yeah, it just looks like odd jobs. Now it's the library. On Tuesday I was like, shit, Soch has the stuff I need in his car because he took my car and it was in the boot of my car, which was a pain. Was doing budget, was feeling low, organising washi. I hated this organisation. I reorganised it back. Then in the evening I made a fondant cow, which was some of the stuff that was saved in the car because then we needed it for guides, and this was pancake day, so I had pancakes when I came home. On to Wednesday, I did some baking with my mum in the morning, and then Peter and Hazel, who are my great uncle, came over. My granny's brother is Peter. Did Tilly Jail's bookkeeping. I had a little spiral about the business. Fun. Did lots of reading and stuff like that. Finally got my accounts to balance here. Was filming and doing orders. Gramps moved into the care home this day. Our water broke, and then we had a date night where we went to the pub and had salt and pepper fries. And we were just absolutely exhausted, so we just had an early night. Then on Friday, the first strike dates were announced for junior doctor strikes. They are still ongoing. We are having another junior doctor ballot soon to try and keep them going for another 6 months. Given how the last 2 ballots went, I suspect they will keep going. Was really struggling. I had a bit of a spiral because I was stressed out, basically, and fell out with Soch a couple of times. Again, this is me being snippy and like my brain not being in a good place. Then on to Sunday, we made cookie dough, and that's about it. I worked in the evening. Yeah, don't know, that's really all I have to say. On to March. So this is March's cover page. Oh, did I say where that kit was from? Yeah, I did, because it's from Aunt Luke. Okay, just March to go, and this is what I mean. I can be a lot more chatty and tell you a bit more about the weeks and show you off at them a bit more. So this is another Plannerface kit, and I used this one because we had a sleepover at the Deep with guides. So I finished reading The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. I kind of knew what was coming in The Housemaid's Secret, but I really enjoyed both of those. Then I read You and Me on Vacation, which is an Emily Henry book that everybody else seems to have loved and was my least favourite Emily Henry book that I've read. I don't know why I'm like this with romances. I seem to like the ones other people don't like and dislike the ones people love. I don't know. Did a ghost walk with Rangers, and this is when I started vlogging. That didn't last very long, I'm gonna tell you now. Had this day off just after my evening shifts the week before. Had work this day. Was writing reviews for books. Did my safe space, which is girl guiding and safeguarding there. Soch came and met us at work, and we had a team at lunch with him before he had teaching. Was watching Dead to Me, so must have finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I suspect. Not sure though, I feel like we were watching it for ages. This was when I met with my supervisor, and she was like, you really need to go off sick. I didn't listen for like 4 weeks, so that's coming up, and I had an absolute breakdown, and then I talked to mum and dad, booked a doctor's appointment, etc. Well, the next day I did, and then had a cry because those doctor's appointments were so far away. Had a date night where we just played Stardew Valley because, trust me, Stardew Valley is about to become an obsession. Was working, there were no doctor's appointments, and I literally burst into tears at work because there were no doctor's appointments. Playing lots of Stardew Valley, watching Dead to Me, and Soch was struggling as well, because I was struggling, basically. Helped prep for the sleepover at the Deep, then went to there. This is basically all stuff we did at the Deep. That is an aquarium near us. I should have specified that. Saw the penguins in the morning because you can't see them at night because of... no, I don't really know. Then we deep tidied our living room and played more Stardew Valley because that is my obsession. So yeah, that's that week, which is Plannerface. This is where I finally started to branch out a little bit more. Obviously, Plannerface has been the dead most used in all of these weeks, but and it's going to stay that way. But yeah, this is an SPC kit, so I think in this month we have like 3 kits that are on Plannerface, which is a big difference. I got my first Soldier's Choice job on this day for like GP training in New York. Oh, my friends came this weekend, that's what this is. Had a meeting with Sam where he also said I should take some leave, but was also like, if you're not taking leave, you need to get on top of your portfolio. This was a really rough week at work. I think we had like really poor staffing most of the week, so yeah, I've got no staffing here. And then we did DOV at Rangers on Monday, and Guides was a penny walk, which is basically every corner you flip a coin, and if you get tails, you turn left, if you get heads, you turn right. And then let the coin decide where to take you. Wednesday, we had a comfort food dinner, and I fell asleep on the sofa. Good. Had the world's longest ward round apparently on Thursday. It's probably not true because I had a ward round went in my F1 that went literally through till past 5 o'clock, like when we were meant to be finishing for the day. Lols. Had a date night where we just played Stardew Valley because yeah. Rough day at work, watching Dead to Me, Stardew Valley, Sweater and Jack arrived, literally Stardew Valley as much as possible is who are 2 of our friends. I know people before have assumed they're a couple. They are not a couple, they are just 2 of our best friends from uni, and they very rarely visit separately, so yeah. So they were here this week. We played lots of Mario Kart, and then we went and did axe throwing, which I was really bad at. The other 3 had done it at Socia's stag do. Sweater went to the stag do, and she went to both the henbai and the stag do. We did an escape room that had weird magnets in, which I marked because there's a joke at uni that Soch was obsessed with magnets. Let's just leave it at that. Then we had a game night, and we're playing board games, and we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then had like a 2-hour debate about it. Played Mario Party before bed as well, and then on Sunday we played more Mario Party, went out for lunch, played Love Letter and Flux. Then my printer broke, so she took them to the train station, and I did some reading. Then my printer decided to break, and we just played Stardew Valley for the rest of the night. So that is the week of the 6th of March. On to the week of the 13th of March. This was a Mother's Day week, and this is another Scribble Prints Co kit, but is matte because I put over my overlays, which this is like my favourite pair of like matte glossy stickers and matte overlays. I just think, oof, look at like how beautiful the foil looks. Like, don't get me wrong, this foil still looks beautiful, but like look how much, I don't know, like this is like glary and a bit whereas this just like makes the pop, the print pop and the foil pop, in my opinion. Anyway, this was Mother's Day, week of junior doctor strikes, and then I did 1 night shift, which is my last night shift for at least a year, because I'm going back to work soon, and there's no way I'll be doing night shifts before the 16th of March, I don't think. Anyway, so it was junior doctor strikes. We basically spent the whole of the junior doctor strikes pretty much playing Stardew Valley. Fun times. I don't know why I've got date here, don't really know, who knows. Did cooking at Rangers and played Stardew Valley. This was also the week I read like all 4 of the Hot Stoppers that were out so far. I missed my reading here again. I was reading Do Not Disturb, Snap Out of It, and Never Lie. Do Not Disturb and Never Lie are both Frida McFadden books. I'm a big fan of the popcorn thrillers, they're great. Anyhow, was pretty much the same, played Stardew Valley, and then went to Guides. Wednesday, my best friend got her house in Orkney, which she is now living in, which is her home. So yeah, that was really exciting for her. Then I stayed up to do nights prep and did some new releases stuff, but I was not being very productive. Spoiler alert, this was a really rough night shift, but I did run into somebody I used to know really well, which was really nice. She is a nurse, but she used to do drama at Stagecoach for us, so that was there. On Friday, I went home and played Stardew Valley the entire day. Literally, Stardew Valley, yeah, that's it. Saturday was St Crux, which is a little church you can hire in York for charities and to do bric-a-brac and food. So yeah, I was on the bric-a-brac in the morning and then did some town shopping, came home and played Stardew Valley and was feeling really lethargic and low. Sunday was Mother's Day, so we met my sister, who is obviously also a mother. She got my nephew, and went to Yorkshire Wildlife Park, explored the park, played at soft play, visited the Red Pandas, had a family meal with everybody, and then came home and played Stardew Valley. This is when I started playing Stardew Valley solo as well as with Soch. So a lot of the future Stardew Valley is just me, because I literally was obsessed. Look, all the Stardew Valley, like that was the only thing that I could pick out of this week for my sidebar. So this week I finished Us, which was an audiobook which I really did not enjoy. It's one of my friend's favourite books and I feel guilty, but yeah. Then finished watching Dead to Me, read Winnie the Pooh, All the Times I Knew I Was Gay, which is a graphic novel, and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix audiobook. So I started needing like some comfort things, and this was the week of the readathon, I think, from Creating & Co. I think there's 2 more weeks to go over, but yeah, this is the week that was really, really horrible at work, and the next week is when I went off work sick and have been off ever since. I am filming this like early January. I'm hoping by the time you see this I'm back at work, but we'll see. So yeah, finished late, palliated somebody. It was just a rough day. Same here, like we were understaffed, the day unit were being shit. They were just harassing me about something and I was like, I can't do it without something being documented. Anyway, it was a year and a night at Guides, which was a lot of fun, and then played some more Stardew Valley. This day somebody asked me if I was okay at work, because I clearly was not okay, and just burst into tears at them, which was awkward. But yeah, it was really rough. Then on the Thursday was another rough day at work. I debated shutting Tilly Journals. The second lot of strikes were announced and the BMA outdid themselves. My leave was rejected for something and I was just in my feelings and wanted to give up. Then another rough day at work, and I was just getting interrupted all the time. It's just not good. Started watching Firefly by the looks of it. Stardew Valley, Firefly, feeling low. It was my Saturday, and Sunday I had a sofa day because I was really struggling. I was starting to get really suicidal and I was crying my eyes out. So to nobody's surprise, this is the week that I went off sick. I went into work on the Monday. I was really low. We were better staffed, but I was really, really, really struggling at work, and I cried over nothing, literally, and my team were like, you need to take some time off. So I started the Harry Potter audiobooks again this week, so I listened to 3 of them. I read Tomorrow, and that put me in a horrendous reading slump, and I don't think I read another physical book for quite some time. And we finished watching Firefly. So yeah, this was the day I just had a complete breakdown at work, and then in the evening we played Stardew Valley. This day I had I called in sick and had a doctor's appointment, and I was signed off work initially for a month, changed my medications. My GP was being great. I was not in a good place, but yeah, this was the start of my sick leave. This day here. So yeah, bad brain day, suicidal thoughts, playing lots of Stardew Valley. Soch was getting fed up of his exam prep, was listening to Harry Potter, spent some time with my mum, lots more in my feelings, staying in bed, not being able to cope with anything. Yeah, life was rough. Again, in my feelings, struggling to get up. I had an appointment with IAPT for talking therapy. This day, phone appointment, I decided to shut the shop. I don't know why it took me this long. Should have shut it beforehand, but I did then. Was having a bad day. Yeah, lots of cuddles, lots of bad days. It's kind of going to be the highlight of the next few months. This is clearly a box that needs an quote on it that I haven't put one on. Good. was feeling really drained, was playing Stardew Valley, got my new meds and got some sleeping tablets, so I actually got some sleep. So she got me out of the house to go to a garden centre nearby where there was a craft fair, but I really struggled with that, so that was rough. Yeah. And then nothing really on the Sunday, was having a rough day and didn't do much. And this kit is from Happy Sticker Designs, who now has a printable, so this is exclusive art to her shop. She now has a printable website, which I can't remember the name of right at this moment in time, but yeah, that is it for quarter one. And yeah, this was chatty indeed. It was a rough 4 months. I am gonna leave you on, I think, the Palantine spread, because that one's nice and pretty and a bit happier. So yeah, I apologise that the quarter two one is going to be rough too, but yeah, this is what we're going to leave you with. Let me know which your favourite spread was, not necessarily the favourite week, because it was obviously rough weeks. Oh, I need to tell you some stats. So we, shockingly enough, had 9 Plannerface kits, 3 SBC kits, 1 Odd Loops kit and 1 Happy Sticker Designs. Foil was a bit more all over the place, so mixed metal I've marked for both colours. So I had 2 matte bronzes, 2 rose, 2 blues, both of those blues are different though, 2 lavender hollow, 1 silver, 1 sparkly hollow, 1 red, 1 regular hollow, 2 pink, but both different pinks, 2 green, both different greens, and 1 matte silver. So yeah, it was very mixed, and I will so I'm going to give you the stats for each one, and then in the last video or whatever I'm going to tell you the stats for the whole year. But yeah, so that is all I've got for you. Comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!